Look at this. I was just about to shoot. And I just see me here, but obviously because I'm a little bit too tall, I have to bend down. So I sort of bend in like this, but then I see the mirror. You can see me. That can't make it. Let me try again. Where's April? Hello guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm inviting you to join me on my journey from out back with no business, no money, no baby, to now baby, flat, life, trying to build a business, fiance, and hopefully at the end of it, we will be at the pinnacle of my career, that tip of the iceberg. But the purpose of this channel has no exact system. We're not always going to be vlogging, or we're not always going to be fitness related. It's going to be overall a life and everything that goes into someone who is putting in a lot of effort to try and reach that journey. So as the channel is rightly named, The Boy Who Tried, it is about the bottom of the iceberg, not just the tip that you so frequently will see on social media. So I'm going to show you a lot of behind what goes into everything that I do and the effort that I put in, which is maximum at all times. So really looking forward to sharing this with you. So please like, share, subscribe, whatever it is you have to do on YouTube. I'm a bit of a newbie to it, so be kind. So this was my first solo Hyrox, and it has to be the top 3 hardest things that I've ever done in fitness. It was just so relentless. I'd done a doubles a few weeks prior, and we did that in 107. So I was aiming for that time, which I failed with 112, because I just took for granted having no rest. At no point do you just take 30 seconds whilst your partner does something, because you're on your own. I probably went out the gates too hot. From the run, the first run and the first ski were both sub 4, and that kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. I would definitely do one again, more training focused on endurance, a lot of zone 2 stuff, and then pushing occasionally, whereas I think I've burned the candle at both ends. But enjoyable. How do you turn that fucking thing down? I don't know, I have no idea. What is going on, everyone? I am without my cameraman today, so excuse the poor framing, images, saturation and all of that. Forgive me, she's busy with the baby, so you'll have the close-up of me. Just looking smart, on my way to British Airways. We've got a really cool project with the transformation and finance team over at Waterside, which I think is one of their HQs. This will be day 3 of going there. I've delivered an exercise class. Yesterday we did health consultations, 10-minute bouts, and it was mental, absolutely back to back, which has led to today with a meeting and a presentation with the team where I will be going over and answering a lot of the questions that they had yesterday that kept cropping up around body composition, setting goals, getting into habits, and breaking that kind of cycle of busy corporate life, and how I personally would implement a routine if I was that person. So it'll be really interesting. I will let you know how that goes, and hopefully I'll get some footage. But as I said, I am without the lovely April to help me, so I might get some footage. It may be blurry, it may be grainy, or I may look very orange. We will see. But it's an exciting week to be starting the YouTube channel, The Boy Who Tried, or The Man Who Tried. Haven't decided yet. See what you think. The reason why I ask those questions, mate, is because obviously alcohol normally has quite a detrimental effect to everything else, and it might have a direct effect. So let's just say the goal is you have a 5k swim, and you notice that if you go out on the Friday, you don't train on your Saturday morning, you feel a bit crap, you order a pizza Saturday night, Sunday morning comes around, you're bloated, I'll do it Monday. You know, now that one day has had the 2-day knock on, and as I've noticed since 22, 23, hangovers are getting harder and harder to overcome, right? We're off to our first Hyrox session today, taking the team through, because I did it last week and it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. Eggs on the go, got to get this little thing ready. B. Tricks. Hello.
You wave.
BB.
BB, you wave.
You say hello.
Is it been like?
So, yeah. Peace. You're famous, Mum. That's you. That's not me. That's not the filter. That you're so orange. You've overdone the tan. You're like Joe Swash. So after my first Hyrox, I thought it was only fair to put the 60 days through the same pain that I went through. And they absolutely turned up, smashed it, pushed themselves beyond their limits. They were left achy for days, but that is what the 60 days is all about. Pushing yourself beyond what you thought you could do, and they absolutely smashed it. Left with pride. Well done, team. Crushed it. Just out on Sunday strolls with the girls. Over at the lock. It's lovely. We finished the Hyrox session and I had to have a little word with the team because for me, I know that everyone does the challenge just for results, but for me it's more than that. It's about trying to create a bit of a family and, you know, people who actually give a shit, and I put a lot of effort in, so it really pisses me off when people don't turn up without excuses. And I understand that, you know, not every day is going to be perfect and you're always going to, and things are going to pop up, but just try and put in a little bit of effort, because that's fall in love with the process is how it's going to make it sustainable for when this thing finishes. Otherwise, if you're just relying on the mirror, then you're never going to progress after that. April and I took Trixie to Chessington, and I didn't manage to get many videos, but honestly it was one of the best days. She did not stop smiling, laughing, having fun. She would not go for a nap. She had the best time, went on all the rides, wasn't scared of anything other than the massive Gruffalo, which, to be honest, terrified me. But what a day, recommend it. Yeah. So it is Sunday the 18th, and it's a big day for me today. We are meeting the 60-day lot at Virginia Water for a run and then a coffee. And this is all about, like I said before, falling in love with the process, doing things that you don't like doing. Not everyone's a great runner, so you can run, walk, whatever it might be, and then get together after and actually have a conversation rather than it all being, right, smash the session, see you later guys. And then after that we are dropping Trixie off to April's mum's, and I am hosting a strength and mobility workshop for over 45s for Vitality Fitness and Rehab, which is the other arm of the business, which is more based towards longevity and promoting adding years to your life, but also life to those years. And that is what today is about. So big Sunday, looking forward to it. We'll update after. So a little bit about me and why you're here and why I want to do this. So I started Vitality Fitness and Rehab to become the nation's #1 fitness and education provider for those in middle to late adulthood. And the reason I did this is because I believe with all the advancements in medicine, we are going to live longer. That's a fact. But how we live those years is up to us, and that is how you will live your life day to day, and that's the most important thing. So I don't just want to add years to your life, but life to those years, okay? Prevents you from collapsing at this movement, right? You can do that, ideally something full length, but we don't have that here. So we're using this. Now from here, hands on the head or hands across the body like so. I'd probably prefer this one. And you just rotate. So if I did this without this roller, I could rotate and probably collapse here, lean back, the roller can come away. So this is thoracic rotation. You would do 6 to 8 each side, trying to really force round. That's level 1. Once you get to level 2, you can open. Okay, oh, here, click then. See, it's good. All right. So you could do that, take a break, work on it a few times, and just try and get a little bit further each time. So I just finished the Vitality Strength and Mobility workshop. It was a pretty good turnout in the end, maybe 12 people, something around that. And I'm pretty happy because it's a sunny Sunday at midday. So I was expecting just to be me, April, and my mum. So I'm glad a few people came out. I'm hoping there was a lot of value in there. I worked pretty hard on the presentation. Obviously, all of the knowledge that has gone into that has been over the last however many years I've been working in cardiac rehab and with this demographic. So I hope they took a lot away with them. And yeah, this is going to be the start of me trying to put a bit more energy into the vitality arm of the business, because I do believe that it will be my future. I think that we are going to live longer, but how we live those years is going to be up to us. So it's my intention to kind of be the number one, be the go-to guy for people who are trying to be in their 40s and not just want to look good, but want to be pain-free, want to add years to their life. So I think that that's pretty important. I read a quote, which I will read for you now, which I think is a pretty powerful message from the Dr. Peter Attia book, which is a great physician in this space. And the quote was by Bishop Desmond Tutu. Don't know who that is, but it's a brilliant quote. There comes a point where we need to stop just pulling people out of the river. We need to go upstream and find out why they're falling in. So I think it's super important with this demographic, because we don't just want to take advantage of the new medical interventions that we can have. We'd rather stop that root cause. So being overweight, obesity, inactivity, sarcopenia, health conditions, whatever it might be, if we can get to the root of that and try to prevent, slow, reverse, then you're probably going to see less pressure at the other end of the spectrum. And those people are going to live those final decade a lot more happy, a lot more mobile, a lot more independent. I think that's everyone's goal, is to have an amazing final decade. And that doesn't mean you should start in your 70s. You should start in your 30s, 40s and continue. I wanted to kind of give this episode a bit of context, because we are at BA. It's Thursday, currently doing a bunch of filming for all different arms of the business, and then I shoot off to BA in about an hour. Pretty cool project, working with the transformation and finance team. I think I explained that in an earlier clip. And today we are doing our first desk mobility session. So this is all around, because they work so much, it's all around I'm trying to go into their space, so where they're at, as in their desk, and offering them exercises that I would advise as part of a healthy routine for upper back, shoulders, hips, when you spend excessive time sitting. So around thoracic rotation, thoracic extension, lumbar extension, hip flexors, the couch stretch, just overall look, especially sort of like activating those muscles as well. So not just stretching. A big common issue that people have, or misconception, is, oh, I'm tight, I'll stretch. But actually, as to facilitate that, you need to activate the muscles on the back of the body, or the opposing muscles that you're trying to stretch. So if you're stretching the pec because you're a little bit internally rotated the shoulder, then you need to look at activating those rhomboids, the lower traps, to actually help retract the shoulders on a more permanent basis. So that's what today's going to be about. Yeah, super excited. I will try and get some clips to add to this episode, and then that will probably make up the episode. We've got boxing on Sunday, which I'll show some clips for, but otherwise we're gonna bring out the first one, which I'm super excited about, and then the next episode will be Snowdon. Yeah, so some pretty cool stuff in the pipeline. Wicked. Bosh.